This module was developed with a Title I grant through MAISA. This module supplements the K-1 opinion writing units and is intended for use with a small group of students or an individual student that needs follow-up or additional support. Since this module is on discovering characteristics of a letter, teachers may also decide to use with the whole class during the immersion phase. The approximate length of this module is 15 minutes. It is important to remember to keep a brisk pace and to keep the lesson mini. In this module, students will be studying letters contained in the mentor text Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type. Students should have heard the story during a previous read aloud. Other suggestions for books that could be used are I Want a Iguana or I Want a New Room by Karen Kaufman Orloff or Dear Mr. Blueberry by Simon James. Whatever book you decide to use, it is important that students know the story well, as you will only be referring to small parts of the text. For this lesson, you should have the following materials available: Click Clack Moo by Doreen Cronin or another book that contains letter writing, a photocopy of a letter in the book for each student to use during the teaching component of the lesson, photocopies of additional letters in the book for active engagement, copy of the parts of a letter for each student, green, yellow, and red crayon for each student, and a clipboard. A supportive connection need only last around a minute. The connection is your brief but important opportunity to remind students that they have been reading books that contain letters like they will be writing in a few days. Tell students in the story Click Clack Moo, the cows typed letters to Farmer Brown to tell him that they wanted blankets. Tell them that today we are going to study some of those letters and find the important parts a letter has so that we can write letters that have those important parts too. The teaching component is where you will show students the different parts of a letter. During this teaching phase, as you teach students about the parts of the letter, you will want to take multiple opportunities to restate the different parts of the letter. Give each student a copy of the Parts of a Letter organizer. With the students following along, notice how the picture of the boy shows that a letter has a heading, greeting, body, and a closing. Have students color the words heading and greeting green, the body yellow, and the closing and signature red. Kinesthetic links can be used, such as having students touch their head for the heading greeting, putting their arms around their body for the body of the letter, and touching their toes for the closing signature. Give each student the same photocopy of a letter found in Click Clack Moo. The book contains several short, easy-to-read letters that will work. Look for where the heading, greeting is. Have students color the heading and greeting green. Then have them turn and talk to a partner about what they noticed in the heading. Take a few minutes to have partners share out findings. Have students look at the body of the letter and color yellow. Have partners turn and talk about what they noticed in the body of the letter. Take a few minutes to have partners share out findings. Have students look at the closing of the letter and color red. Partners again turn and talk about what they noticed in the closing of the letter. Take a few minutes to have partners share out findings. During each turn and talk, listen in and nudge as necessary to help students notice important features of letters, including special words and punctuation. After students have talked with their partner, have partners share out what they found. This gives students another opportunity to reinforce noticings and discover anything they may have missed. Students should color over each feature to make it stand out. Quickly review the heading, body, and closing of the letter and the important parts. During active engagement, students get a turn to practice their new learning. Give writing partners a different letter from Click Clack Moo and have them go off and find the important parts of the letter using the same color coding system that was used earlier. Challenge them to find as many special features as they can and highlight them with their crayons. Finally, the link provides one more important opportunity to remind students of the parts of the letter and some of the important words and punctuation that are used. Remind them of the work they just did and have them take the letter they color-coded with them to keep in their writing folder. For additional information, refer to the opinion writing units in kindergarten and first grade. In-depth information is also found in A Quick Guide to Teaching Persuasive Writing by Sarah Pickard-Taylor. These are the following anchor standards in writing, speaking, and listening, and language that are addressed in this module.